Probably one of the best rivalries in the city when it comes to the football field. Great cut up the middle. He's got some space. Slips a couple tackles. Rodriguez to the pylon for the touchdown.
Excellent pass, but just as good a catch.
Joel Pastrana will not be caught.
Stopped at the 3, kept on churning, and finally got into the end zone.
Lambert breaks free. Jonathan Lambert up the middle. He's going to win the game. Throwing it up to Edgelholm. What a catch.
We've seen some amazing games, but that was
one of the best we've seen in a long time. Happy Thanksgiving, Boston, and welcome to White Stadium in Jamaica Plain for the 100th matchup on this Turkey Day rivalry between the East Boston Jets and the Excel South Boston Knights. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. Alan, happy Thanksgiving to you, sir.
Same to you, and I'll tell you, I can't believe when these sunglasses out here, right?
I know, right.
32 degrees and the sunglasses.
No kidding. We were just here just a couple of days ago for the middle school championships, and it was freezing. But certainly a very sunny day here. Still a little chilly, but really good football weather here at White Stadium. The 100th meeting between these two teams. There was some confusion as to exactly if it was the 100th, but we are pretty sure that it is the 100th.
Right.
Yeah, we'll settle on that right now. But certainly just a great rivalry over the years here on Thanksgiving Day. Great tradition between these two teams.
Well, the whole region. I mean, New England and people from out of state who visit here for Thanksgiving for the first time don't understand. What are you doing getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning to go see a football game?
Freeze your butt off to go see football. What is that?
But in reality, and like you said, the East Boston, South Boston is one of the older ones.
That's
There are
right.
a bunch of them in the city of Boston, but the entire region. This is just a Thanksgiving tradition. No matter what happens Wednesday night, Thursday morning, you somehow drag yourself to the game.
That's right.
Some of the things that have been happening the past few seasons make this one interesting. South Boston has a new first-year coach. Unfortunately for some of the seniors, it's their third head coach in 3 years, but it's a familiar face because he was the offensive coordinator
That's right.
the last few years. So South Boston's feeling pretty good coming in here. They want to break a 7-game losing streak. And it sounds obvious that you want to break a streak, but when you're talking about the traditional Thanksgiving game, it means so much, especially when you haven't had a great season. You can pretty much wipe away everything bad that happened if you can somehow win this game, which would be considered an upset over East Boston.
No question. Excel looking to do just that today, and if they are going to do that, they're going to need good play out of their quarterback, Nathan Martin. He's one of the players we're going to look out for the Knights today. Just getting back after a shoulder injury in a playoff game against Cathedral. Very good quarterback for the Knights.
He is, and he's one of the key players because he's one of the better athletes. Now, you mentioned the shoulder injury. Luckily, it's not his throwing shoulder. It's his left shoulder. But being banged up like that is tough. He himself doesn't even know how well he'll do today. Although I saw him in warm-ups, he was throwing the ball pretty well, 25, 30 yards downfield. So if Nathan's okay, then the Excel team will pick up that excitement by knowing they have one of their leaders back.
No question. He will be the straw that stirs the Excel drink here this morning on Thanksgiving morning. Now, meanwhile, on the other side for the East Boston Jets, every season it seems like we highlight a running back because they are a ground and pound football team, and this year is no different. Brandon Ortega, clearly their best football player on the East Boston
Easily.
team.
I mean, he's
our spotlight player.
And he's the person that every opponent for East Boston looks at and tries to key on. You see some of his explosiveness right there as he's able to, in any part of the field, he can break a big play like he does right there. You see him a simple dive play, he turns into a huge gain, and he's done that all season. I mean, as a matter of fact, in his case, he's done it for the past 2 seasons.
That's right.
Because he got a lot of opportunity as a junior last year, played well, and of course as a senior, an amazing player out of the backfield for East Boston.
Yeah, he had a receiving and rushing touchdown last Thanksgiving. This season, 10 total touchdowns, 2 receiving and 8 rushing. So he is a very good all-around running back for the East Boston Jets. They love to run the football, certainly ground and pound for them, but they've thrown it a little more this year, so we might see them throw the football a little bit more here on Thanksgiving morning. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, John Skudras, who's got an update for us. John, what do you have?
Thanks so much, guys, and happy Thanksgiving. And this is the centennial meeting between East Boston and South Boston. We are excited for a great matchup. For East Boston, the name of the game is Brandon Ortega. The slithering, slashing runner had 10 touchdowns this year. He's not only a weapon out of the backfield, but also in the passing game as well. In order to shut him down, Excel is going to need to employ some of the ploys that their past opponents have, stacking the box, putting 8 men inside to try to force Dom Russo to beat them. For Excel, the name of the game, well, it's not only only the man you already mentioned, Nathan Martin, but it's their head coach, Jermaine Sattywhite, the third coach in 3 years for this program, and he has instilled a cultural revolution, forcing the players to dress in unison when not in full pads, same sweats, same shorts, same socks, to bring about the unity that winning teams have. What has it led to? Well, only their first postseason appearance since 2008. They're hoping to snap a 7-game losing streak to East Boston today. We hope for a great one. Back to you.
Thanks very much, John. And certainly anytime you're trying to turn around a program, Coach Sattywhite trying to get everybody in uniform, essentially, literally and figuratively, trying to get everybody to change the culture over at the Excel High School.
It seems like a small thing, but in reality, it all plays into what you're trying to do. Everyone going in the same direction. That's exactly what we're seeing with Excel.
Yeah, they certainly have turned it around this year with 3 wins and a postseason appearance. We'll see if they can cap that off with a win here on Thanksgiving morning. East Boston taking on Excel South Boston right after these words. We'll be right back for the opening kickoff.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can
get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
all of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to White Stadium in Jamaica Plain for our Thanksgiving morning matchup between the East Boston Jets and the Excel South Boston Knights. It's our 100th meeting between these two historic rivals, just about set to go here this Thanksgiving morning. East Boston won the toss and they elected to receive. There you see star running back Brandon Ortega back to receive for the Jets. Excel will be kicking off, and number 75, Carlos Rabolo, will be performing the kicking duties for Excel here this morning.
This morning,
I'm all turned around.
Feels like evening, right?
We were here 36 hours ago for the middle school championship.
Yeah, one of the crew said, why don't we just leave the equipment here? We ended up with what, 3 overtimes?
That's right. We ended up almost doing 2 games compared to just the one that we were scheduled to do, but it was a lot of fun a couple of nights ago covering the middle school championship, 3 overtime game that led to Lila G. Frederick winning their first middle school football championship on Tuesday night.
That was for middle school kids. That was a great game.
Looks like we're set to go now here at White Stadium. For the 100th time, the ball will be kicked off between the Eastie and Southie. Good return here for the East Boston Jets. That looks like Richard Bynum on the return. And he'll be dragged down right around the 45-yard line.
You see on the replay, did a good job to corral the balls. It was a little slippery, but nice stiff arm there to get away the first tackle. But as we said, good return gets them up to the 45-yard line. Great place to start.
They're the starters for the Jets. Dom Russo, first-year quarterback. Running backs Brendan Ortega and Aruda. And, of course, receivers Findlay and Pat Aiken. Two-back set to start off the ball game, and they give it to Ortega on first down. He picks up a good chunk of yardage past midfield up to the 48-yard line.
Okay, a nice Simple inside run for Ortega. Amazingly, some of his biggest plays actually come off these simple off-tackle plays. He'll pop out into the secondary and just use that speed of his. But this Excel team, from all indications, they're a much different team from the past few years.
7-yard pickup on first down. 2nd down and 3 now for the Jets. This time they hand it off to Aruda, and he's dropped right around the 43-yard line, but he did pick up the first down for East Boston. Excuse me, that's Angelo Blake with the carry.
Yeah, Blake, they fake to Ortega, and anytime Ortega has a ball fake to him, you're going to see some Excel players going his way. Coming up from the safety spot, good hit that time for South Boston. Yeah, a little over anxious. Cost South Boston 5 yards. Excel, yes. It's hard for me to get used to.
I don't know if people will ever get used to it.
You mentioned the culture, Pat, with Coach Satterwhite. One of the things that he did, he invited former players from South Boston to make a small donation to the program, and in turn, he would give them their old South Boston jerseys. And then also, once that started, some of the old players actually donated their jerseys toward the program.
On 1st and 5 for East Boston. Just a short gain there. As that time it was Aruda who got the carry.
Well, we'll see East Boston probably use 4 or 5 running backs, and you see Aruda. Not much there at all. South Boston closed it down. Like John Scooters told us in the open, Excel is probably going to put 7 or 8 players between 1 and 3 yards from the line of scrimmage to try to stop this inside running game for East Boston.
Yeah, that was Jason Dorsonville on the tackle, the big defensive tackle on that play. Now on 2nd down, it's Ortega again. And every time he touches the football, it seems like he picks up at least 8 or 9 yards.
And moves the pile. That's the thing. I mean, he's listed 5'9" and 160, but he plays much stronger than that.
He runs hard.
He plays much stronger than that.
They mark him down at the 23.
Always turning those legs in the crowd.
Now on the scissor play, it's Angelo Blake picking up another good chunk past the 23 up to the 17.
It's exactly what East Boston wants to do. Don't force yourselves into a passing game. Run, run, run. 3 or 4 every down will keep you going.
So 5-yard pickup on first down for Angelo Blake. 2nd down and call it a long 4. The East Boston Jets.
I'll tell you, Pat, one of the most surprising things all football season in Boston was that 4-game losing streak in the middle of the season for East Boston. We'll talk about it later, but it's just so uncharacteristic of them.
Yeah, it's, just each week they kept losing, and I've never seen that from East Boston. And now on 2nd down, Ortega with nowhere to go, as once again the Excel defensive line coming up with the stop.
Good job that time. Wilson Sanon, one-on-one tackle. You see a 51 come across the line.
Just a 1-yard pickup there for Brandon Ortega.
Jerry Vega and Sanon getting the tackle.
Coach Satterwhite made a point to certainly point out Jason Dorsonville, the senior defensive tackle. He says a lot of times he gets frustrated because he gets double-teamed.
Right.
But he keeps the offensive lineman off the linebackers.
We've actually seen it in a couple of plays in this drive. They double-teamed him.
3rd and a long 3 for East Boston. A handoff to Aruda, and he's dropped just past the line of scrimmage. Very, very close to a first down.
Looks like he...
And I believe they got it. They did get the first down.
Okay. Going back to Coach Satterwhite, one of the things I like about him, he's brutally honest. He came out and said, in this game, we want our players to play so that it's not over by halftime, which, quite frankly, was the case last season.
Couple seasons.
Yeah, a couple seasons, right.
Now on first down, it's Ortega with the carry, bounces it to the outside. We're used to seeing this. Ortega slips right around the 2-yard line. He probably would have scored. Good tackle also for Excel to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah. After he slipped, he was wrapped up by Osiande, but like you say, he's inside the 5 down to about the almost 1.5.
Osiande, one of the few seniors here for Excel. They have, I think, 6 or 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah,
seniors
7
this season,
which is not a lot. Not a lot at all, especially when you're trying to rebuild the program.
No question. And a lot of them aren't dressed tonight. They've had a couple of injuries heading into this game. First and goal now for the Jets, and they hand off up the middle, and Ortega walks in standing up for an East Boston touchdown.
What's that? Touchdown 11 for him on the season.
That's right. Number 9 in the rushing column for Brandon Ortega. And you mentioned it before, Alan, too. I mean, he's not a big kid, but the way he runs, and he also runs really low.
That's the key. I mean, he had that being low, like you said, gives him leverage so that when he does have contact, he can still plow forward.
So the Jets strike first, as they have over the past several seasons. On top 6-0. Now East Boston looking for the 2-point conversion. And they do get it. As it looked like that was Ortega once again with the carry.
Ortega on the 2-point conversion try.
You see, again, off tackle, simple. What's your favorite phrase? Ground and pound, Pat, right?
That's right. That's East Boston's
there
favorite phrase. 7-play, 55-yard drive for the East Boston Jets. It ends in a Brendan Ortega touchdown run. Jets now on top 8-0. Here with 4:33 rather left to go in the first quarter.
That's why we need sunglasses. This is crazy. Talk about a contrast.
You can't even see the monitor right now.
Well, let's see if Excel can respond. I mean, they've done a bunch of things differently this year. Like you said, hit the postseason for the first time in a very long time. As a matter of fact, none of these players run in the postseason before because it was, I think it was 5 years ago maybe they last time they were in. So
that's right. The last time, I believe the Knights earned a playoff spot. It was in the old playoff system. I think it was 2008, actually. They won the Boston North. So now Excel on the return from the 35-yard line, and their returner is upended right around the 37. That was brought back by number 25, David Joseph, a sophomore for the Knights.
You see Joseph did a good job. Bouncing ball, was able to at least corral it, and just a short return, but most important thing, he has possession for his team. East Boston still with that squib kick. They always do it. They never use a kicking tee.
Here are the starters for the Excel Knights. Martin at the quarterback position. Then it's Austin and Wynn are the running backs. Osiande and Edwards-Lewis are the receivers. Those guys will be moved all around the field and even in the backfield sometimes as well. On first down, it's Martin. Thrown over the middle. It's
slips. That
incomplete.
Like I said, I was watching him in pregame warm-ups, and he was throwing a good spiral. So that one, the way it flooded, it definitely slipped out of his hand. They're going to go no huddle.
Excel also in a spread formation now with Martin alone back in the backfield. They run the end around, and the play is strung out. Getting the carry was Daniel Austin, but he had nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, the wide receiver on that side missed his block, so there was no room to cut back.
No gain. Third down.
You see, watch 14. He's there. He missed that block, so there's just no running room.
So an incomplete pass and a no gain on second down. It's now 3rd and 10 for the Excel Knights. See if they can pick up something here. Martin over the left side, and the pass well over the head of Osiande. Yeah. Also good coverage there from East Boston.
Well, they had two receivers wide on this left side, and Edwards went deep. Osiande came short for the first down, but good coverage. Well, good coverage actually forced the pass to be a little high.
You're right on that first play, though. He looked a lot better throwing the ball there on third down than on first down. It's also his first game back after about a month. So
it's tough, I mean, because it's once you get back into live action, you've had a shoulder injury for a quarterback. That's very, very difficult to mentally come back from.
Excel's got to take a timeout here with 3:45 left to go in the first quarter, as they are just about to punt the football here on 4th and 10.
Yeah, I think the coaches just want to make sure that execution for the punt is done right, because you don't want to give East Boston good field position either by a good return or just not being in the right place.
See the Jets
Again,
there.
Ortega, the guy goes back to try to get a return.
We've seen the big play ability out of him. He could take it the distance anytime he gets his hands on the football.
He probably has more highlights from us, right? The last
Sure.
2 seasons than
Him
anybody
and Joel
else.
Pastrana probably have more highlights than anybody. So it's Justin LeBoy back to kick. Boy with an end-over-end punt.
Yeah, the wind caught that one.
And it does get
Nice
an
bounce, though.
XL bounce
There you go.
down to the 42-yard line. And that's where the East Boston Jets will set up shop for their second possession of the first quarter. Just a 20-yard kick there from LeBoy.
Well, defense for XL has got to come up big here, get the ball back. They were sort of run over in that first drive.
And you see Dom Russo, 5 passing touchdowns this season, the first-year junior quarterback for East Boston. A lot of teams like Excel's doing right now have had to stack the box, so Russo's been able to throw the football when needed for the Jets. On first down, and Ortega is going to get wrapped up in the backfield. I'm not sure if he got anything.
Good
on
job.
that play.
Yeah, good job by Vega coming across. Now, Vega's a linebacker, so we talk about the run blitz a lot. Basically, all it is trying to fill gaps. You see number 4, the first hit. A couple of his teammates help out. Vega might be the main player who's keying on Ortega.
2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
A lot of times you take a linebacker and you say, listen, wherever he goes, you follow him.
It was actually Aruda on the carry there on first.
Aruda?
down.
Okay.
That was my mistake. 2nd down and 8. And this time,
That's
looked
Ortega.
like it was Ortega with the carry. So he picks up a good chunk on 2nd down. Pickup of 6, so it'll be 3rd and about 4
Ortega on the carry.
for the East Boston Jets.
There's Ortega again. Even with his smaller size, he runs mainly up the middle. He's also a pass-catching threat out of the backfield.
Now on 3rd and 4, they hand off again, and the Jets are right on the first down marker. That should be another first down for Eastie. Ortega with a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, I think Excel, you see again, Ortega knows where the first down yardage is. So Excel's going to have to do something different defensively. I mean, it seems like they are stacking the middle, but the initial block for East Boston is getting all the running backs a little bit of room.
Ortega now with 52 yards rushing here in the first half. Ball falls incomplete as Russo looking for his tight end.
Trying to catch the tight end out in the flat. Like you said, Pat, it was open because Excel's so worried about the running game that they're forced to have one-on-one coverage.
It's Pat Aiken out on the play. I think Pat's got a couple layers on. I always thought he was a tall, lanky kid.
Lifts in his shoes too, right?
That's right. 2nd down and 10 now for East Boston. As once again, Excel looks like they're stacking the box. There is Arudo breaks loose there on 2nd down and then is dropped right around the 43-yard line. So about a 4-yard pickup there for Angelo Blake, excuse me. I always get Aruda and Blake mixed
well,
up.
23 and 24, and they're pretty much the same size.
That's right.
Again, we're seeing for Excel too many times the safeties are coming to make these tackles. The defensive line and linebackers, we've got to be able to read a little bit. It's tough because obviously you're watching Ortega, but you have Aruda and you have Blake who can get the second handoff, and that's what's been happening so far. Passing formation for East Boston.
3rd down and 5 for Eastie. The handoff to Ortega, breaks a couple of tackles, and once again, it's right on that marker. He's at the 37, so I think that should be another 1st down.
Again, simple, well, basic football.
I think they're going to actually mark him down just short.
Okay, 4th down. 4-down territory, obviously, for East Boston.
It's about a 4th and 1 now for East Boston.
I mean, Excel could just take a chance and have an all-out blitz on this one, just to cover all of the running gaps. It's the end of the 1st quarter.
That'll do it for the 1st quarter here on Thanksgiving morning at White Stadium for the 100th rivalry between East Boston and Excel. Jets on the board first. We'll see if they can pick up this 4th down when we come back.
Red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Welcome back to White Stadium in Jamaica Plain for the Thanksgiving rivalry between East Boston and Excel South Boston. And East Boston Jets on top 8-0 here early on. We're just about ready to start the 2nd quarter. Eastie faced with a 4th and less than a yard to try to pick up another 1st down. And you were mentioning before, Alan, how the Jets had that losing streak in the middle of the season.
It was crazy
for the first time in a long time.
It was all in the division too.
That's right. Their first 2 weeks. I mean, we saw the week 1 they beat New Mission, who's had a nice season, as we found out later on in the year. We saw them against West Roxbury, and they really dominated the Raiders.
That was an easy win. Yeah.
And then they got beat up pretty good by Brighton. They lost 32-0. We've seen Brighton this season.
They lost a heartbreaker to O'Brien.
That's right.
Late, the 70-yard halfback pass.
Yeah. And then from there is all downhill for a couple of weeks. Russo on the quarterback keeper.
Nice push.
Gets the first down and more. Wow. Dom Russo to the end zone. Touchdown, East Boston. Dom Russo looking for a couple of yards, and he found the end zone.
Yeah, late flag. I'm not sure. That actually might be
It's in the backfield, but I'm not sure if it was after the play.
Well, it came out so late.
They're walking it back. That's coming back. That play's coming back. So no touchdown there for East Boston.
A couple of the XL players were clapping as soon as the flag came out. Not sure if it was a hold or a block in the back. You're right, Pat. He's going to come back. From the spot of the foul, they're going to walk off. 15 yards. Wow.
I mean, that must. I didn't see the signal from the head referee. It must have been a clip. As the Jets are moved back to the 40-yard line.
Watch the Aruda. Some surprising speed as he was able to outrun. He was able to outrun the entire secondary of XL.
Still waiting for the call from
15
the
yards,
head referee.
like you said, it has to be either a clip or unsportsmanlike or personal foul.
Usually that's tacked on after the touch.
That's why it's.
It must have been a clip.
Well, all 4 officials were conferring on it. It's. Looked like he said holding. See, in fact, your point, Pat, is exactly what the East Boston sideline is questioning right now. Now, quarterback, like we said, good speed to break out in the open.
And it was such a tight play. I didn't really see much that was there. But if it's a hold, it must have been right at the line of scrimmage then, because.
Well, they're marking it off. They apparently
Flipping.
So
it was a clip.
Yeah, you
That
had
was a clip.
eagle eye, Pat, huh? You
That's
called
right.
it. You called it the first time.
I didn't even need sunglasses for that one, right?
All right, so that takes away a long touchdown run.
So they bring it back to the 40.
I'll tell you, slight reprieve for XL, but they've got to pick up defensively. Is Ortega. More of the same. First down.
When in doubt, give it to Brendan Ortega.
That's the other thing we talk about him. He's very durable. You mentioned the injuries that have really hurt XL all season. East Boston, every football team has some injuries, but anytime you talk about losing key players, it always hurts. The quarterback for XL was out for a short time.
And they hand off on
first down.
First down. And a
Blake
short carry there for Aruda.
Aruda, okay. Yeah, I'm having the same problem you're having, 23, 24.
They're the same height. They're the same size.
Same
they
running style, too. That's
yeah,
the thing. That's
So Aruda picks up 3 there on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
See,
now for Eastie.
Aruda's one of the seniors, but Blake is a junior. So Blake is one of the kids who East Boston's probably looking toward for next year as their feature back.
Second and 7 now for Eastie. They
Ortega.
run the scissor to Ortega. And off tackle, Brandon picks up a first down once again for the Jets.
Looks like Cassell keeps getting sucked in on that initial fake. They fake to the left now. Ortega came back to the right. Nice cut to get the first down. And another timeout. I think the defensive coaches for Excel must be really frustrated because apparently they've made some adjustments, but the players just aren't responding.
Yeah, so Excel calls their second timeout of the game here with 8:14 left to go in the second quarter. And once again, it's sort of a chunks of yardage down the field type of situation for East Boston. Our sideline reporter, John Skudras, has an update for us. John, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. One of the things that's going to be key today, as we've already seen, is going to be the field conditions. The East Boston coaching staff, after almost every play, is demanding that their players use the cleat cleaners to get the mud out of their spikes. I walked out onto the field pregame for about 2 minutes, and my shoes are covered in mud. It's that kind of day after all the rain we've been having in New England. It's going to help the running games, and that's going to help East Boston, as it already has today. Back to you.
Thanks very much, John. 138 yards rushing so far here in the first half for the East Boston Jets. And we'll see if that continues as they have picked up chunks of yardage here and there throughout the game. Not really any big runs. That Russo run was probably going to be the biggest without that holding penalty. First down from the 20-yard line, and this time it's Angelo Blake trying to get to the outside, but he's chased down by Osayande. Also getting over there for the tackle was big Carlos Robolo.
Well, East Boston is doing what they always do. Once the defense packs the middle, they start calling some outside plays. This time, you're right, the pursuit did a good job to get Blake after a short gain.
Blake kept fighting there down the sideline, though, picked up another yard or two at the very end of that run. So it'll be a 3-yard pickup there for Eastie. 2nd down and 7 now for the Jets. That's the thing with East Boston, though. Every first down they pick up something so that 2nd and 3rd down just become more manageable.
They very seldom have a 3rd and long.
2nd and 7 now. And once again, it's a handoff up the gut. And it was Javier Arruda with the carry.
Bendolph, Tariq Bendolph with the tackle. That's him 13 right there. One of the linebackers. He read that one correctly. But again, just like you said, they're still picking up 3-4 yards.
So Angelo Blake has short blue sleeves on, and Javier Arruda has no sleeves. So that's how we can tell.
Well, let's start with that. At halftime, they might switch up.
Yeah, right. Depending on who's running the best. On third down, it's Ortega breaking tackles, touchdown. East Boston. Brandon Ortega's second TD run of the night.
Simple slant play. And again, you close down that defensive end. That gives you Ortega too much running room. See the slant? There's no defensive end there, and he's able to get his second touchdown of the game.
It's a second look at it here.
Yeah. Oh, good camera work.
Ortega.
You can see how he runs.
On chugging.
He's able to. Oceande never wrapped him up.
Now on the two-point conversion, it's Russo rolling to his right, finds his receiver Finlay for the two-point conversion.
And they have a late flag too. I think one of the Excel players a little frustrated and may have either done something or said something.
I think it's on East Boston.
Oh, okay.
Because I heard Coach Parziali yelling from the parking lot.
Yeah, it looks like a
foul, 51.
Oh, so it is on the Excel Knights. Wilson Sanyon dives over the pile.
Okay.
He was number 8, though, so I don't think it was. I don't think that was the penalty.
They're going to be penalized on the kickoff. So this is exactly what Coach Satterwhite did not want to have happen for this Excel team. Have them get down early. They're just getting pounded, quite frankly. I mean, the front seven's just not been able to stop this running game for East Boston. Pressure right now is on the Excel offense. Obviously, they've got to sustain some kind of drive just to keep the East Boston offense off the field. Whether they score or not, they've got to get something going to garner some confidence.
Yeah, as you mentioned, if Excel at least gets a long drive, even if they don't score, they're keeping Eastie off the field like you mentioned, and maybe going to halftime down 16-0 instead of something greater. Knights now fielding the football, and taking it to the outside is David Joseph. Nice little return here for Joseph as he's strung out of bounds, making up some of that penalty yardage.
Actually, it was a very good return just for that reason, Pat, because they gave the 15-yard penalty. There's Joseph, does a good job around the ball, gets behind his blockers.
Actually mark him down at the 37.
He actually ran out of running room, but good effort.
So a 12-yard return that time for Joseph.
You got to wonder about the shoulder of the quarterback for Excel, because if he's actually a good runner.
That's right. You see Nathan Martin. And on first down, nice little carry here for Daniel Austin, their lead running back. He picks up a first down for the Excel Knights. They're now in East Boston territory.
Oh, they're going to go no huddle again.
That was desperately needed.
Well, Knight had his cleat come off, so he's going to be playing with. I guess he got it back on in time. Good.
Now on first down,
Same
again,
play.
they give it to Austin. It bounces it to the outside, and not a lot of room for him that time.
But he made something out of nothing. Yeah, he got something out of it.
Picked up 3 on the play up to the 45. Austin just a junior. And he is certainly one of the guys that Excel wants to get the football to.
No doubt. But they usually run a screen pass to him. If they can get that open, and he has the speed to make a big play.
2nd and 7 now for Excel. Martin looking for the throw. It's picked off. And he drops the football on the sideline. That was Pat Aiken, who almost had an interception, and he might have even had 6.
I'll tell you, he was looking up. Now this one, you gotta wonder if he had it long enough. Oh no, he's bobbling the whole time.
He was.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Pat Aiken. That was Johan Cefantes.
Who tell you, played it perfectly.
He did. Coach Parziale made it a point to single him out as one of the linebackers who's really stepped up for this team.
Watch it again. See, the problem is he had the ball for about 5 yards, but he's bobbling the whole time, and then it finally came out. But that would have been disastrous for the Excel.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7 now for the Knights. Austin lone back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen for Excel. Austin again back to throw, looking for.
There's the screen. Oh, wow.
And he was looking for, Martin was looking for Austin in the
play
flat.
I was looking for because you have Austin out there and he ends up one-on-one with a linebacker. Everything's been high so far. Tough decision because you want to try to keep your drive going, but you don't want to turn the ball over to East Boston with this field position if you don't make the 4th down. You're going to take a timeout. Yeah, they got to figure this out. Yeah, see, okay, you're talking about the 45-yard line of East Boston. If you go for it and don't make it,
you give them a short field in 5 minutes.
That's a tough choice. But like we were saying earlier, you do want to keep East Boston's offense off the field. So what kind of play? That screen pass, that's the one that Excel can actually break for a big play.
We also saw the last time they punted the football, they only gained 20 yards
only a
on
20-yard
the
punt.
punt.
That's
so
true.
It might be worth the gamble to try to go for it here on 4th down.
I think emotionally for South Boston, it's worth it. It's worth it. Give the kids a chance to keep this drive going. Let's not forget, most of these players for Excel playing both ways anyway, so it's not as if you're resting the defense.
Right.
Because they're all the same guys.
And the Knights will be going for it here on 4th and 7. They have to get to the 38-yard line for a 1st down. They go with that same formation. Austin, the lone back in the backfield, and we had
that's going to decide it for you.
Motion,
now it's a 4th
I think
and 12.
they have to punt.
Got to punt now.
4th and 12, it backs you up to midfield.
Yeah, the slot back just.
Yeah, it was Austin who got going there early, and they might have caught East Boston on an offsides if they didn't have that false start because one of the Eastie players jumped early, but he got back in time.
See, that's the problem. The Excel players are so worried about that 16-0 score. Everybody wants to be anxious to make a play.
So the boy again back to
fake
punt, but they fake it to Austin. Austin looking for some room, but he's dropped in the backfield. So the East Boston Jets will take over at the Excel 46-yard line. So 2 big negative plays there for the Knights.
You see it on the replay. No chance. Actually, East Boston was coming looking for a block. So because they had a rush on, Austin ran right into him. Well, the job now is to keep East Boston out of the end zone before halftime. Like you said, Pat, 16-0 is bad enough, but you got to try to keep it there.
So we'll see if Excel's defense can come up with some stops here as the Jets once again going to the ground, and once again it's Javier Arruda making his way up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think Aruda fell on the ball. He might have had the wind knocked out of him. Watch this tackle. You'll see the defender pound. Yeah, Aruda, he fell on the ball. A lot of times you do that in your stomach, all the wind goes out of you.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling in the world for about 30 seconds, and then you're totally fine.
Due to injury.
So the East Boston Jets attending to Javier Aruda. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he's
gonna have to come out
pointing
for
to his chest. I think that's exactly what happened. He just lost his wind. Now, see, for East Boston, they have their entire playbook available because, like I said, South Boston's a little off balance. They're trying to load the box to stop this running attack, which they haven't been able to do, but it also makes them very vulnerable for passing because everything's straight man-to-man defense.
We haven't seen Eastie go to the air yet today, except for a 2-point conversion.
Well, they tried that one tight end pass.
Oh, that's right. You're right. They tried to get it to Aiken.
Right. But you said the conversion was so wide open because all he had to do was fake the handoff in the middle, then roll out.
2nd down and 3 now for the Jets. And they are wrapped up in the backfield. Dorsonville, the big fella, getting in on the stop.
Yeah, give him one of the seniors, one of the few seniors, like you said, that's still healthy here for XL.
Yeah, Angelo Blake dropped for a big loss.
Now, is that the first loss? That might be the first loss in the running play for East Boston. That's a couple more plays like that. That gets you back in the game. I mean, right now the XL players are feeling like they're not competing, but a couple plays like that.
There was a 5-yard loss on that play, so it'll be 3rd and 8 now for Eastie. Russo back to throw, looking over the left side. What a catch from Ortega.
Wow.
Couldn't stay on his feet, but a great grab there from the senior tailback.
You're right, because the ball was slightly overthrown. Watch Ortega. He just goes up and gets this. Good job. He had the distraction of the defender in front of him. Really good athlete. There you go from the sideline. That's a great shot there. Wow. He's exactly what he had to do. The defender had a hand in his face. It wasn't a penalty, but Ortega went up with his concentration, got that 1st down. Just a good all-around athlete. The play is fun to watch. Yeah, I think they're going for the kill right here. They want to. If they go up 3 touchdowns, that'll be a tall order for XL.
The Knights will get the ball to start the 2nd half, but they need some kind of confidence boost here. I think a couple of keeping the Jets off the scoreboard would do that, as Aruda's back in there on 1st down getting the carry.
Well, because of all this running, the clock is flying by. We're approaching 3 minutes to go before halftime.
So just a 3-yard pickup on that play. 2nd down and 7 now for the Jets. And the handoff on 2nd down to Ortega. He tries to bounce it to the outside, but Ortega is wrapped up right around the 22-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play.
Looks like another penalty also.
We got 24.
A holding on East Boston.
Angelo Blake with the hold. So that'll back the Jets up 10.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat, this is XL's best chance to make a defensive stop. If they want to stay in this game, that's exactly what they have to do.
as they mark off the penalty yardage. Folks, if you want to check us out on social media, you can certainly go to our Facebook page, search for Game of the Week here in Boston. A lot of good videos, pictures, updates, graphics. Believe it or not, basketball season's right around the corner, so we'll have our basketball schedule up there as well. So make sure you like us on Facebook and also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, make sure you use the hashtag BostonGOW. After the 10-yard penalty, it'll be 2nd down and 15 now for the East Boston Jets.
Still single coverage.
They fake the pass. Now it's up to Russo, and he tries to find Finley down the sideline. But the pass falls incomplete.
Straight fly pattern. Good coverage that time. Is that David Joseph up out there on the cornerback? Putting it in the air. Like I see, there's the single coverage right there. Joseph on the inside. Go 4th and what is it, 14?
4th and
15, I guess. Yeah.
It's actually 3rd and 15. I think they have the down marker incorrect.
Oh, yeah, because they had the penalties, right?
So now on 3rd and 15, it's Russo again going to the air. And somebody ran the wrong route there as Russo was looking at the sideline.
Ortega ran a slant, and then I guess it was 4th down. Yeah. Ortega ran a slant, and like you said, Russo threw the ball out as if he was going to go back out to the corner.
So it was 4th down, so Southie will take over.
That's right. The first down play was that loss. That's right. That was 4th down.
So Excel takes over here at the 32-yard line. I think if you're the Knights, maybe run the ball once or twice, see if you can get a first down, and then maybe try to go to the air. Because you certainly don't want to turn it over at any point right here before halftime.
Oh, definitely not. That'd be disastrous. Oh, well, they ran a passing formation, though.
Austin, the lone back in the backfield. The boy in the slot for the Knights, and they got to call a timeout.
Someone's in the wrong spot. Yeah, somebody was in the wrong position. Yeah, Martin had a slot receiver on the right side along with the wide out. Then on the left side, he had the one wide out, Edwards Lewis, but he was expecting Lewis to be somewhere else.
We talk about all the time how you huddle up, you call a play, and then you see the formation. And
so much can happen when you run into the line of scrimmage.
The player from the 5 seconds from the huddle to lining up for the player can forget the formation right away.
And it happens in all levels of football.
Oh, no question.
It really does. Oh, the slot was supposed to be on the other side. That's what it was.
Now they pitch it over the left side to Austin and tries to use his blockers. Daniel Austin with nowhere to go. Might have picked up 3. They're on first down up to the 35.
Yeah, it's Excel, you see on the replay. Little flip, like similar to a screen pass, but well covered by East Boston.
Second and 7 now for the Knights. Now it's Austin again looking to get to the edge, but he's chopped down by the Jets.
Rivera,
that was Joshua Rivera coming up for the stop.
A little surprised. Excel keeps going to the short side of the field. I mean, most teams are right-handed anyway, and the wide side of the field is over here to the right.
It'll be 3rd down and 7. And so it looks like Austin is down on the ground.
Looks like a clean tackle. Well, coming in, we thought that the matchup might be a little more balanced than it's been in the last few years, but so far it's just more of the same. That East Boston running game is just overpowering. Let's see if Austin gets, that right leg looked like it might have hyperextended slightly once he got hit. But again, it was a clean tackle.
Yeah,
But
pretty good impact on his knee right there. We'll see if.
Hopefully he's all right. He's one of their key guys.
He looks like he's not in too much pain right now, so hopefully it's just sort of a strain
or
something.
Might have stung him or something.
Yeah, try to loosen it up.
But again, I was talking about the way East Boston started this game. That's why that 4-game losing streak in the middle of the season just seems so strange. I mean, they lost 2 tight games. Like we mentioned, the O'Brien game on a trick play.
Yeah, they lost against Latin Academy in a tight game.
That was an 8-point game.
That's
right.
correct.
So, and the other 2 they got beat pretty bad. But it's just unusual to see that East Boston, because they always have consistent offense, to have them lose 4 in a row. That really killed their season. Because they bounced back with 3 wins.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, right.
The non-qualifiers, they pulled off 3 in a row. Well, you saw the conference realignment this year too, and it just that Boston North was just so stacked.
It was
with teams, and Eastie was the only Boston North team to not make the
Didn't
playoffs
make
this
it,
year.
right? Yeah.
Originally, that looked like an offsides, but I don't know if a Knight moved as well. We'll see what the penalty is. I think it's going to be on East Boston.
They had a couple of guys trying to come across the line.
Zone infraction, number 70.
Well, that makes this 3rd down play far more makeable for XL.
Third and 2 now for XL. We'll see if they can pick up another first down. They hand it off over the left side, and nowhere to go with the football is David Joseph, as Eastie was keying on him there on that play.
Yeah, part of the problem for XL, we're seeing the opposite in terms of the running game. They're not using any fakes at all. The simple handoffs. I think what's really hurting them is the fact that the quarterback is not at full strength, because he has some running ability. And so, I mean, if he's healthy, you fake that on that play right there. You can fake to Joseph and let Martin come around the opposite end.
In their last game of the regular season against Madison Park, Nathan Martin actually had 140 rushing yards against the Cardinals to go along with 150 passing. So he is that dual threat quarterback. But you're right, Alan. We haven't seen any type of option play.
I mean, his shoulder.
And I'm sure if he goes down or gets hit hard with that shoulder, he's probably going to
feel
it.
Oh, he's definitely going to feel it.
So see if Martin can pick anything up here on 4th down. Now he is going to take it himself.
He heard us.
There you see Nathan Martin, and he's going to slide around the 45, picking up the first down.
They got used it last time out. They only got 17 seconds, unless they're going to rush to the line of scrimmage. They got to line up. They got to use the timeout, yeah. Well, it might have 2 plays. There's Martin. He knows where he has to get. Gives himself up trying to stop the clock and get the first down. So we saw his arm, like you said, both of us saw him throwing deep balls in the warm-up. So let's see if now a lot of them were going to Edwards Lewis, 14, the wide receiver.
So XL has 12 seconds left to go here in the first half. We'll see if they can string together something. They might try that screenplay that you were talking about earlier.
Either that, or I think he's just going to fling it downfield, because give those receivers a chance to make a big play. I mean, if they run fly patterns down the sideline, then on completion, you have a chance to get out of bounds. Create one more play.
So So they actually
no,
reset
19.
the clock.
Okay.
I'm guessing South Boston called the
They
timeout,
called a timeout, right.
at the end of the last
the
play.
clock never should have started because the first down stops the clock automatically.
So Knights out of timeouts, 19 seconds left to go before halftime. On first down, it's Martin. Going to the air down the left sideline. The ball is broken up. He was looking for Osa Yande, but there were 3 East Boston defenders.
Part of the problem with Excel, they only have 3 guys in the pattern because they want full protection for Martin. You see triple coverage.
It's Finlay, one of the defenders who broke up the pass from Martin, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Excel. That's a heck of a mask right there for East Boston. You know that player is ready for the cold. Now on 2nd down, it's Martin over the middle, and once again he had a receiver, but it was behind Justin LeBoy.
Yeah, he's just out of sync.
And it seems like the timing's just off for these receivers and their quarterback.
Too bad. They've had 2 or 3 open players. They threw it a little too early, then
that time it was behind
the receiver.
You got to attribute that to just the fact that he's been off for a month.
He's been off, plus, and he's coming back with shoulder injuries. Tricky. Sometimes you can play, but they're not fully healed. If not fully healed, then like we're seeing, he's just out of sync. He's a much better passer than this.
And even though it's his non-throwing shoulder, you still use that non-throwing shoulder to get behind the ball.
Yeah, you have to. Your entire body has to be into every throw, especially when you're trying to throw deep downfield.
So 3rd and 10 now for Excel. Martin out of the shotgun. They throw the screen over to the left side. Osayande picks up a couple. He fumbled the football. And East Boston recovers here with no time left on the clock. We will see if they put any time left on the clock.
Looks like one of the
that's what
Excel players is down, too. Walks Osayande, he's going to get popped right. The ball slips out, goes down in a heap.
It looks like that's going to do it for the half here at White Stadium as they attend to the South Boston player that's down on the field. But, in the past, like we mentioned, Coach Satterwhite wanted to first make sure that this game wasn't over at halftime, and it's not. It's just a 2-touchdown game at the moment, but Excel just hasn't been able to get anything going offensively, and that last drive for East Boston was really the first time that Excel came up with a defensive stop.
They got some help, East Boston penalties, but that was key. A 2-touchdown game is far different. Let's see that last play again, the fumble, and then he went down in a heap. He might have got a leg twisted around. But again, that Satterwhite, in terms of the XL head coach, can preach to his team at halftime. Listen, we're still in this game.
No question.
We've got to execute much better. They did make some defensive adjustments. I think they're just taking a chance and get going flat, man-to-man coverage in the passing game, and everybody else watch the runners.
No question. We'll see what kind of adjustments they can make here at the halftime. We're going to find out from their head coach in a minute. Coach Satterwhite is down on the field with our sideline reporter, John Skudris. John, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Jermaine Satterwhite of Southie. Coach, down 16-0, but this is still very much a game. You have to be impressed with how your defense made the adjustments and got a big stop there at the end of the half.
Absolutely, we made a couple adjustments, a couple changing guys. And they came in and we just made some plays at the linebacker spot, which we weren't getting at first.
You guys have had a couple of players dinged up here. Does everyone seem good to go for the second half, though?
Yeah, they're just minor bumps and bruises, it seems, right now. We should be okay.
Now, the field conditions are a bit poor. Have you seen that make any sort of an impact offensively or defensively for you guys?
Yes, our D-line, because they're so bunched up on their offense, our D-lines seem to be slipping into each other, so they're bumping off one another here and there, and occasionally it's gotten us.
Any adjustments you guys are going to make here at halftime? You're going to stick to the game plan?
Stick to the game plan and score points.
All right, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Coach Sadie White. Back up to you guys.
Thanks very much, John. And certainly they're going to try to score points. They will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see if they can get anything going. You wonder if that first half, Martin might have kind of shaken off the cobwebs and he might play better in the second
hopefully, because we know he's a much better passer than that. He really is. And it's, for me, looking at it, I just feel bad for him because he's coming off an injury, like you said. He's been off the field. He's been trying to practice for this game, actually. So it'd be great if he could bounce back and have a nice second half. That'd be really good.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make some adjustments here at halftime. Now, we saw the 2 touchdowns from East Boston here in the first half. We've seen a lot of touchdowns throughout the season. We're going to give you our version of a touchdown montage from the 2017 Game of the Week football season. Ortiz going to the back of the end zone. He's got Wynn for a touchdown. It's fielded by the upback right around the 25-yard line. That's Heaton with a nice cut. Heaton now down the sideline. Here comes Heaton. He's going to take it all the way.
Block.
What a block by
Block.
Cathedral. Ortiz rolling to his right, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Dragon. Blair takes it himself over the left side. Khalil still on his feet. Khalil Blair escapes the tackle down the sideline. Blair's in for a touchdown. Jamal Heaton slips a couple tackles down the sideline. What a cut to the end zone. Touchdown, Cathedral. Blair going over the right side with the pass to the end zone for the Cathedral touchdown. Now on first down, it's Ortega to the outside. Brandon Ortega down the sideline. Touchdown, East Boston. They give it to Matera, and he plows his way in for the touchdown. Nate Matera. Now on 2nd and 8, nice
Martinez.
cut. This time for Martinez down the sideline. Touchdown, East Boston.
Benzon was there.
Good handoff again. That's going to be a touchdown for Josh Rivera. That's Colbreth, the quarterback, trying to bounce to the outside. Lose one tackler. Colbreth still on his feet. Down the sideline goes Pat Colbreth. He is in for a touchdown. Colbreth going to try to bounce to the outside. He does. Colbreth down the sideline. Pat Colbreth going to take it again. Pat Colbreth with an 80-yard touchdown run, his second of the game. The handoff to Denton. Denton up the middle, touchdown, English. Sam Denton. And now it's Colbreth going to take it himself, and he shoots the gap for the touchdown. Pat Colbreth with his 3rd touchdown run of the evening. They pitch it to Howell again. Howell looking for the edge, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Colbreth fakes the handoff, cuts it in himself, and he will glide in for the touchdown. Now on first down, Colbreth flips it over to the right side to Gante. Makes one man miss. Gante still on his feet. Touchdown.
Nice
Jeremiah
cut.
Burt. Howell trying to make his way upfield. Spins out of one tackler. And then it's down. He lost the football. They haven't blown a whistle. The referees haven't blown the whistle. And here comes Jeremiah Burt. Down the sideline they go. That's going to be a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Number 38, Stephen Banks, keeping his head up. It's Adriel Gante with a nice run here on first down. Gante towards the end zone. Touchdown. Jeremiah Burke, Bulldogs. Cormier throws over the right side. He's got Francis down the right side of the field. Breaks one tackle. Francis inside the 20. He's going to take it in for a touchdown. Hand off to DeSalt here on 2nd down, and he runs into a wall, then bounces it to the outside. DeSalt to the pylon for the touchdown. The sophomore, Tyler DeSalt. Cormier over the left side, and they're on the hook and ladder over to Francis. Down the sideline goes Miles Francis for his 2nd touchdown. Bedford now with the ball at their own 35.
Inside
Throw
screen.
it over to Hart. Here comes Toby Hart down the middle of the field. He's going to take it all the way in for the touchdown. Toby Hart. First down from the 28-yard line. It's Cormier.
Wide open.
Off the option. Cormier trying to go into the end zone. Did he get in?
He's in. Touchdown.
Touchdown. Greg Cormier. Now on 4th down, the handoff to Finklin. Cuts back over to the left. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Andrew Finklin with his 7th total touchdown of the season. They run that end around with John Rashad again, and he is going straight down the sideline. Makes a nice cut to the end zone for the touchdown. John Rashad. Give it to Franklin again. Finklin rather. Finklin over the right side. Cuts it back up to the end zone. Second touchdown of the night for Andrew Finklin. Finklin now with the carry over the left
nice
side. What a cut by Finklin.
Nice cut.
Back up the field goes Andrew Finklin. Touchdown, New Mission. Got Brown in the backfield, and they hand it off to him here on 4th down. Eric Brown with a nice move. Brown now to the outside. Eric Brown down the sideline, spin move, end zone, touchdown, Brighton Bengals. What a run by Eric Brown. And the snap goes over the head of Maffeo, and it's Clark who recovers the football in the air for a touchdown. Gerard Clark with the fumble recovery.
What a job from Clark to reach out with the right hand. I think he caught that one hand.
Now on 4th down, again, they pitch it to Vargas. Again, facing some tacklers, but he gets away from them. Vargas down the sideline to the end zone. Jose Vargas with a touchdown. This time they do get the screen to Vargas. Jose Vargas following his blockers. Vargas to the end zone. Touchdown, Brighton. Gerard Clark had a big touchdown at the end of the game. As here you see Francis showing off why he has so many touchdowns this season. Anthony Francis down the sideline. He's going to go in for a score. Now on 4th down, they give it to the big fella Lewis, trying to bounce it to the outside. Can he find the pylon? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Tech Boston. Now on 1st down, it's Cooper again. This time, straight up the gut is Cooper. Into the end zone, touchdown. Tech Boston Bears. 3rd down and 14 now for Tech Boston. They are going to throw the ball. Get it to Harrison. And Jerron Harrison with a nice cut. Harrison down the sideline. With eyes towards the end zone, Harrison, did he get in? Yes, he did, Harrison. Now on 1st down, it's Gene back to throw, looking over the left side. Wide open is Quincy Taylor, who is in for a touchdown. Hand off to Vargas again on 2nd down, and he shoots up the middle. He is going to take it the distance, 96-yard touchdown run. Right in good position right now. William Gene over the middle to Pinero. What a throw to Jose Pinero, in for a touchdown. And this time they hand it off to Izabazua, who makes a nice cut. Osahan bounces off a tackler for a touchdown. What a run by Osahan Izabazua. Eric Brown back to receive for the Dragons. For Brighton. The punt is blocked
in the end zone. Can they get it before it's out of bounds?
Taylor
Touchdown.
does recover for the touchdown. 1st and goal now for St. Mary's, and did they get in? Yes, they did. Touchdown, St. Mary's. Now on 1st down, St. Mary's hands it off to Brumfield. He spins out of a tackle. Brumfield back up the middle. He's going to go in standing up for a touchdown. On 1st down, it's Johnson with the carry. Calvin Johnson looking at the edge. He's going to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Mary's. They give it to Brumfield, who spins out of a tackle. Brumfield still on his feet to the outside. Does he get in? Yes, he does. James Brumfield with his 3rd touchdown run of the evening. So there you have it. Almost every single touchdown from our high school football season.
BNN version of Red Zone, right?
That's right. We tried to mimic that as best we could, but it's certainly been a great season. There's a lot of scoring this year. We had a good amount of blowouts, but we have seen a lot of nice plays from a lot of talented football players this season.
And Cole, I was thinking back, we had Culbreth with twice early in the season.
That's right.
I forgot how good he was.
Oh, yeah, he had some amazing runs there for Jeremiah Burke. We got some halftime stats for you here at White Stadium for our Thanksgiving Day matchup between Excel and East Boston. And first up, it's going to be the Excel Knights stats, and not much going there offensively.
Not at all. I mean, Austin, 5 carries, 21 yards. Martin had that 1 carry for the 1st down for 7 yards. Receiving, this is where they have to turn it around in the second half. They only have 1 completion, the 19-yard play on that screen, and then you have Martin again. He's got to get things going, and I think the offensive coaches will probably talk to him more than anybody else during halftime.
Well, let's take a look at the East Boston stats.
Total opposite. Ortega already over 100 yards, 15 carries, 2 touchdowns. Arruda, 33 yards on 6 carries. And receiving, just only a couple of receptions, 1 for 28 yards, 1 for 3, but they don't have to throw the ball. Russo can throw the ball, but they don't have to as long as they're in control, up by at least 2 scores.
Yeah, so that nice catch from Ortega there in the first half. But he certainly had a good first half for the East Boston Jets, as we expected. We got some highlights of Brandon Ortega, and he was certainly doing a little bit of everything there for the Jets in the first half.
Just a good runner. That culminated the first drive and the 2-point conversion. Ortega, he runs strong. He always runs, like you said, low to give himself good leverage, able to spin just like a workhorse. This is the simple slant play, and once he runs through those arm tackles, he's going to score. That's the 28-yard catch we talked about. Good concentration, and he was angry at himself. He couldn't keep his balance.
Yeah,
he got the first down, made a great catch, and kept things going for his team.
Yeah, if he was able to stay on his feet, he might have been able to score another touchdown here today. That would have been his third. We'll see if he does anything here in the second half for East Boston. We'll see if the Excel Knights can get things going. They're going to get the ball to start off the second half here at White Stadium. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we will have the opening kickoff of the second half of this 100-year Thanksgiving Day rivalry between the East Boston Jets and the Excel South Boston Knights right after these words. Don't go away.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Welcome back to White Stadium in Jamaica Plain for the 100th Thanksgiving Day matchup between the South Boston Excel Knights and the East Boston Jets. Right now, Eastie leads Excel 16-0. And certainly in the past couple of years, it hasn't been like that. We've seen scores 30-0.
Well, last year was 4 touchdowns at halftime.
That's right.
That's
right. So Southie still in this game. If they can put a score up on this drive, I think that would really help the cause on the red side of the field. So squib kick. Somebody's got to field that for Excel. Nice job just pouncing on it. That was a very good squib kick from East Boston right into that spot where nobody was for the Knights.
Okay, listen, I think the key for Excel is going to be, there's a squib like you talked about, in the way on this wet field. It's a good job for Excel just to keep possession. Uriel Joseph. I think it all comes down to the arm of Martin. If he can get his timing right, there he is right there. They need him to get the passing game going, because they haven't been able to do much running at all.
So now from the South Boston 31-yard line. handoff on first down to Austin. And Daniel Austin with a good carry up to the 44.
First down. It's good to see him because he was shaken up in the last play of the half.
That's his second big run of the game.
Straight up the middle. Nothing fancy. Good 12-yard gain for the first down. The spread offense now in the passing formation.
Now on first down, the handoff to Austin again. Another nice cut by him. And still on his feet is Austin. Past midfield up to the 49.
Yeah, really good effort. Yeah.
So 5-yard pickup when it looked like he had nowhere to go.
He got hit the line of scrimmage. Watch this replay. He's going to get hit right there. But yeah, like you said, Pat, always keep the legs churning. Make it into a 6-yard gain. One of these plays will be that fake to Austin, then the pass downfield.
Second and 4 now for the Knights. They try that wide receiver screen, but the ball falls incomplete as Martin was looking for Osayande, and he looked upfield before he caught the football.
Definitely, it was right there. Osayande just didn't pull it in.
He had some room too.
See, South Boston's come out in a passing formation, so that spread out the East Boston defense a bit. That's why they've had some success running up the middle with Austin. Got to make this 3rd and 4, though. Some confusion here is going back to the huddle twice.
Third down and 4 for the Knights. They have to get to the 46-yard line for a first down. They pitch it out to Austin. He's got some room, and he's right at the marker, but I don't know if he got it. It's very, very close.
No, he didn't get there. He got pushed back, actually. But this is close enough. It's going to be like a 4th and a long one. This is the one they probably should go for.
No question. They're in East Boston territory. So he's about a yard. Yeah. I think you're right, Alan. About a yard and a half short.
Once he stopped his own momentum, and got pushed out.
That's something in film where the coach is going to tell him, lower your shoulder and finish off the run. He made a nice cut. You just got to finish it off. 4th and 1 now for Excel. They get a push up front, and it is Austin who will get a first down to the 43.
That was much better effort there. Everything going forward. Used that lean body of his.
So first down for the Knights.
This is a good stop for the Knights.
This is what they certainly needed coming out of halftime. Here's another look at it as they say Austin.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
Lower on the shoulder. Now on first down, the handoff to Austin. Tries to get to the outside. Austin trying to leapfrog over a defender. Picked up 2 on the play as they mark him out at the 41.
Oh, he's the workhorse on this drive. See him trying to go outside. Got 1 block, and that allowed him to hit the sideline. But again, good pursuit by East Boston. Even though they're being spread out because of the XL formation, they're still reading their keys and they're responding. And it's pretty obvious right now that this whole drive has been Austin, so they're watching him.
2nd down and 8 now for Excel. Osayande, the man in motion. They give it to him on the end around. Osayande beats 1 defender. Osayande down the sideline, still on his feet, past the 20, and they're going to mark him down right around the 16. So make that the 18, excuse me.
First time that Osyande's had a chance to show his speed.
Oh, they mark him down at the 20. He must have stepped out of bounds.
This breaks wide open. 2 blockers in front. Makes a cut right here to keep himself in bounds. Use the sideline, then tries to leapfrog a defender, but at least gets the ball inside the 20-yard line. By far the best drive of the game for XL.
21-yard pickup there for Osayande. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Knights. Coach Satterwhite must have had
I was
some
just gonna
good
say,
words
it's
at
like,
halftime.
wow,
They look like a different team right now.
Yeah, bottle that, huh? Save it for next year.
Osiande again, the man in motion. Then they give it inside, but Austin is dropped in the backfield.
Now, see, they tried a similar play to East Boston, fake one way, come back the other. But again, if East Boston, if they stay in their spots, which is exactly what they did, good hit, defensive lineman on the play.
Yeah, Dom Del Vecchio, the sophomore.
And his job is to watch, forget what they're doing with the ball fakes, just stay in your area. Make the one-on-one tackle.
Yeah, Dom's a good-looking sophomore there up front for the Jets. 6'1",
size,
255.
Yeah.
He's got 2 years left on him. Coach Parziale will get him in the weight room.
Get him in the weight room, get him running, the whole thing. Yeah, he's going to have a busy offseason.
So that was a 3-yard loss on that play. 2nd down and 13 now for the Knights. Again with the man in motion. Now it's Martin going to the air. And he's got Osiande, but he is dropped for a loss.
Yeah, East Boston just playing good defense on these passes. Again, one-on-one. And see, I think that one of the problems with Martin is because he had such a tough time in the first half, now he's sort of aiming the ball, and he's not really zipping it in there.
Johan Cefantes with that tackle for the Jets.
So it's like by the time the ball gets to his receivers, there's no momentum going downfield.
Oh, there was an offside penalty.
Offside on East Boston. Wow.
So the Jets are called for offsides. That's going to move Excel up to the 18-yard line.
Save the down, too.
So it'll be 2nd down.
About 8.
And 8 now for Excel. It's a good break there for
big break,
the Knights.
Because they're going to face a 3rd and 16.
So 2nd down and 8 now for Excel. Much more manageable. They got 3 receivers to the top of your screen. And it's Austin again with the carry. Lost the football. Daniel Austin fumbles the football. The Jets recover at the 14. And that is a backbreaker for Southie.
Wow. He had a great drive going. Just didn't tuck it in. Well, if nothing else, then Excel has to feel good about how they drove the ball.
Sure, I mean, at least they have confidence now that they can move the ball.
The only problem is they've already killed what 6 minutes off the 3rd quarter here.
Now, Vecchio was the one who recovered the football. And the handoff on 1st down to Ortega, and Brandon with another nice carry as he's shoved out of bounds by a frustrated Daniel Austin.
Yeah.
I think if you're Coach Satterwhite, you got to say, all right, we've pushed East Boston now back into their own territory. Right. Let's see if we can get the ball back. Let's see if we can
3 and out,
or even rip the football out, try to get a turnover, and we're right back in business.
But they just, again, it's more of the same for East Boston. Their blocking, their initial block is just giving all the running backs either a gap to run through or some running room. That last drive at Excel, that's the first time we've seen them all game do that. They actually push East Boston's defense back. But turnovers always kill you. It's going to be...
Yeah, Javier Ruda with an early movement there. That's going to back East Boston up 5. Eastie now committing some penalties here in the second half.
You know, if you go back to the end of the first half, they had a couple of miscues that actually helped Excel defensively. So 1st and 15. What you said is very important. I mean, if the Excel kids start pawing at the ball while they're making a tackle, they might be able to create a turnover.
Jets now with the spread formation, and it's
Nothing
Arruda
there.
who has nowhere to go. Pickup of 2 on the play up to the 22.
Again, bunch formation and just nothing there, really. There's that Vega. Yeah, Jerry Vega. Tackle. This third quarter's flying by because it's been all running for both teams.
I'm surprised, I know he needs a break once in a while, but if I'm Eastie, give it to Ortega over and over again. And now you see Angelo Blake with a nice little run here on second down. And then he got dropped right around the 28.
Second guy in. That was Orlieber, Jaleel. Finish him off. Watch 65 left to your screen. He'll come in after. See it right there. Finish it off. Well, key play. This is a more important play for Excel. 3rd and 7. If they can stop it, Eastie will punt. This isn't 4-down territory for them, so this is Ortega's time.
3rd and 7 now. They give it to Ortega. He's trying to halfback pass over the middle. It's caught by Blake. Angelo Blake still on his feet up to the 43. So the halfback pass gives East Boston a first down.
So now he officially is a triple threat, right? Run, pass, catch. Good job. I mean, he had a defender bearing down on him, but he waited until his teammate cleared. Oh, that was a big play. That was a big play because even if the ball gets knocked down, you're forcing a punt, but good execution.
Got a couple of East Boston fans here. Nice crowd here, as we usually have on Thanksgiving morning. South Boston side as well. Now on first down, Jets fumble the ball.
Wow.
It's recovered in the backfield by Angelo Blake. Make that Javier Arruda who recovered it.
Well, not many mishaps, but you're right, Pat. East Boston, for some reason, just is not as sharp as they were in the first quarter. First quarter, they ran back to back, pound drives, touchdown, and conversions. That might be the last play of the quarter. They're gonna let this run out.
So that'll do it for the third quarter here at White Stadium. East Boston still on top, 16-0. They'll be faced with the 2nd and long when we come back.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just gotta try a little harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to White Stadium in Jamaica Plain for our 100th meeting of the Thanksgiving Day rivalry between the East Boston Jets and Excel South Boston Knights. The Jets on top 16-0 heading into the fourth quarter. East Boston with the football. Knights had a drive going there in the third quarter, but fumble right around inside the red zone, and East Boston takes over, and that was the best chance so far here this morning for the Knights.
And they've done, the bad thing, Pat, they did things right. They were killing clock. They were keeping East Boston's offense off the field.
They were mixing things
into
up.
The red zone. Then the fumble stops the whole thing.
2nd and 11 now for the Jets to start the fourth quarter. They hand it off to Arruda. Nice cut by Javier Arruda, who's then dropped at the 47.
So, again, another big third down play defensively for Excel. So you see there's a cut back to the middle. Actually gets dropped after about a 7-yard gain.
So it'll be 3rd and 6.
Let's see if now last time they had the halfback pass by Stardust to see. I mean, overall, Excel's they've given up yards, but they've actually played each play much better.
Yeah, they've kept everything in front of them, which has not been the case in past games.
Well, yeah, like I said, and even this game, the first 2 drives, they were just bulldozed. But since then, and again, East Boston, for whatever reason, they just haven't been as sharp as they were in those first 2 drives. Excel needs to stop right here.
On 3rd down, cut to the outside. Here comes Ortega. Breaking tackles again inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. And again, nothing spectacular from East Boston, but just good, solid blocking and running.
The key is they get a kick-out block right of your screen, right there. That opened up the entire play. Once Vega got blocked out, because Vega actually played it right. He came across, kept everything inside, but you had to try to make a play, and once he got pushed out, that gave Ortega all the room he needed. Every 3rd down play is like East Boston's able to convert.
So 20-yard run there for East Boston. And they are once again back in business now in Excel territory.
Yeah, you made a good point, Pat. That is the most we've seen on the Excel South Boston side in a number of years.
As Arruda with a short carry here on 1st down. Yeah, there's a lot more optimism about this Excel football. I mean, you can see it right now. I mean, this game, the past 5 seasons, I would say, this game at this point was over. You know, midway through
last year they scored 52 points, right?
It was 59. 59 to 12. Yeah. And even last year's Excel team, you know, they came in with 3 or 4 wins coming into this game. And Coach Brian Vaughn was the head coach last year. He went over to Lynn Classical for his dream job. He's actually originally from Lynn. And Coach Satterwhite, who's childhood friends with Coach Vaughn and was the offensive coordinator last year, said, I want to stay. And he was hired as the head coach. Now on 2nd down, not much there for Ortega. That was really the first time Ortega's really been stopped for no gain.
I mean, right now, you are seeing some desperation from Excel. Good job. Like you said, they packed everything inside. The tough part about defending Ortega is that at any point, he can just break off a big play. And it doesn't even matter what play is called. It doesn't have to be a wide open run or a catch. He can turn a simple slant play or an off tackle play into a huge gain. There he is.
And they give it to Ortega again. He's strung out.
Got him this time.
And is brought down right around the line of scrimmage.
Again, timing on that one was a little off. Wasn't as crisp as usual. So you watch it. Once he gets the ball, he's not in full stride. Good job. The defensive end actually got caught inside, but was able to make that stop. Who was that? McDonald, Shane? McDonald? Okay, 4th down. 4th down territory because they're inside the 30. So.
Finley, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen, and Russo gets tripped up in the backfield and brought down. Turnover on downs for the Knights.
I don't know if Finley's center might have actually stepped on his foot.
Yeah, I think he actually,
because he never was able to get out.
Yeah, I think Russo actually fumbled as well. Dorsonville recovered. Didn't matter. It was turnover on downs, but
Well, they've done the defensive end. Now let's get some offense going. Six minutes to go. This second half's flown by. Now they're gonna have to depend on the arm of Nathan Martin.
Here's another look at it.
Yeah, he was trying to pull out, just couldn't get out of there. Lost the football, but like I said, it didn't matter anyway.
You see the Jets trying to scrape off their cleats. Seems to happen every Thanksgiving with this field at White Stadium. Not as bad as it's been in the past. We haven't had quite as much rain as we've had in some years, but the last couple of weeks we have gotten a decent amount of rain. So the field has been muddy just a bit. On first down, they give it to Austin again. Daniel Austin looking for some space. Can't get to the edge, and he's going to be strung out of bounds. Might have lost a yard on the play.
Yeah, Austin's a junior. I think during the offseason next year, they'll talk a lot more about him going north-south. He's just going to the sideline, and you're not going to be able to outrun a defense that's swarming like that.
Yeah, if he just stayed on the hip of Carlos Robolo, he might have picked up 10, 12 yards on that run.
That's sort of the inexperience of not playing a lot, but he'll be a key guy next year.
This is a young Excel football program. You have a couple of seniors in Dorsonville and Osayande, Justin LeBoy, but for the most part, it's juniors and sophomores.
You're right.
Martin's just a sophomore.
They have something to
Austin's a junior, like you mentioned. After the 1 yard loss from Austin, it'll be second down and 11 now for the Knights. Martin back to throw, looking down the right side of the field. Osayande fell, and it's intercepted by East Boston. And the Jet is brought down right around the 46. Tough break there for the Knights as Osayande fell as he was trying to go up for the football.
And we got a dead ball foul also on Excel. Yeah, just slipped down. Well, he was actually trying to turn around.
Yeah, it was Finlay with the interception. Didn't see anything at the tail end of the play.
Oh, yeah, something over here in the 40-yard line. There's a little bit of a skirmish.
Personal foul, late hit.
A personal foul against East Boston.
So it's against the Jets, so that'll back them up to the 40. Another penalty on East Boston. They've had at least 5, I think, in this half.
Well, and it's a silly play because it ended up being it's like a late hit on East Boston.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, right, yeah.
There it is right there. Very end of the play looked like Josh Rivera. Nice job by the guys in the truck catching that late hit on Eastie.
Eagle Eye Alex, right?
That's right. Alex Rios, our ace replay producer, finding that one for us. And his mom, Liz Rios, was the one on the camera that caught it. So
there you go.
The Rios family
combining on the
making
play.
this production happen.
That's right. But as far as what's on the field, that might have done it for Excel. I mean,
that was a tough one.
You know, all East Boston now just has to grind out this clock.
Now you got to think that the Knights are going to be pecking at the football as Aruda with a short carry on first down. And the extracurricular activities continue here at the end of play. So the guys got to be chirping.
Yes, this is a clean hit. I'm not sure what Aruda's upset about. He's going to be taken out of the game. Yeah, this is. But I think you're right. They're probably talking a lot to each other.
I think with Excel, you know, as Coach Satterwhite said, the changing culture. As you see here on second down, nowhere to go. I think Excel's just, you know, they're tired of getting beat up on Thanksgiving, and they're putting up a fight this time around, and they're not gonna just let East Boston run all over.
And ironically, the surprise to me is it's the skill guys who've let them down. I mean, the grunt guys up front, they got run over the first two drives, like we talked about in the first quarter.
Since then, they've been stout.
They've played well. And you know, you got the fumble in the red zone, you got the interception.
Coach Satterwhite mentioned that at the end of last school year, back in the spring, that they still didn't know who was going to be the head coach.
That's right. He got the job late.
He got the job at the very end of the school years. We got a penalty here, false start on East Boston. That'll back him up 5. That the offensive lineman from this Excel football program went to the headmaster and said, we really want Coach Satterwhite as the head coach, and really got the job for him. And Coach Satterwhite is said he's just so grateful to those guys, especially Jason Dorsonville, who was sort of the leader up front.
You see the tight ends.
Aiken, a little off on the snap count.
So if you look at their season overall, they start out with a win, but then they lost 3 in a row. Then they won 2, and they lost 3 in a row. And this will be 4 in a row if they can't come back.
Russo looking to throw. Almost intercepted, and then it's almost caught by Ortega. Osayande stopped thinking he could catch that.
And his coach let him hear it. Yeah. He said, listen, you got to cover the guy. Stop. Because he would, if that ball had bounced to Ortega, that would have been an easy touchdown. No reason to be coming up short like that. You know that there's a receiver behind you. So 4th down.
So Jets are going to have to punt the ball. Spiraling kick that gets an East Boston bounce to the 30. Get away from it if you're Osayande. And the Knights will take over at the 30, 2:40 left to go in this one. And Martin's going to have to go to the air for the rest of this game.
Well, he has the arm, but he just has, to be honest with you, Pat, his receiver's going to help him out.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't be, okay, you slip down, fall down, you can't control that, but
they've dropped a couple passes.
They've dropped a couple of passes, you can't have that. Especially when the threat of his running has not been part of the game. He had that one play to get a 1st down with a short run, but normally, and when the protection breaks down, he's able to make something with his legs, but now it's just all in the air.
Man in motion is Osayande, and Nathan Martin's now running for his life, trying to get rid of the ball, and he throws it to the sideline. We get a flag on the play. I think we have an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, we have one of the linemen.
I wonder if they were trying to throw a screen there, and there was just nothing open.
Shot! Ineligible downfield. Do you want it?
Yeah, Marcos Roman for Excel. They're going to decline the penalty, take the down. Two guys in motion.
Like 2 men in motion. I don't see a flag just yet. Osayande on the end around. I think the refs might have just missed that one, but nowhere to go for Osayande on that play. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 now for the Knights. Clock continues to wind down. It'll be under 2 minutes before they get this play off.
Yeah, nothing really downfield yet.
Martin thought he had a screen. Now it's going to be Martin tucking it in and running, and he just picked up a couple. I think there's no question that shoulder has caused Martin to not be as free running the football as you mentioned down in the first half. Because he probably could have picked up a little bit more on that play. Also, if you're,
He's just going to run out of bounds. Yeah. Like you said, he's a sophomore.
And another penalty on the Knights. That's going to be Justin LeBoy called for the false start. Now you're starting to see the wheels fall off a little bit here for Excel. Which is too bad. I mean, this has been the most competitive Thanksgiving game between these two teams in a long time. I would say at least 6 or
about
7
it.
years.
It's been 3/4 of a shutout on both sides. I mean, other than those first 2 drives, that ironically is what's going to win the game for East Boston. But these mental errors, you can't. There's nothing a coach can do about that. Nothing. A wide receiver is the last guy who should ever go offside or have a penalty, because all he has to do is look down the line. Even if he forgets the snap count, just look down the line.
It's not like you got a guy in front of you that you got to block, you know. Now on 4th down, they hand it off to Austin. Nice run here from Daniel Austin. Past the 40-yard line. We get a flag at the end of the play, and Austin is down. That's too bad. That was a real nice run from him.
He got popped at the end of this. He got the first down. Watch left to your screen. You'll see. Wow.
Nice hit. Austin
That
stays. That was Ortega.
Yeah.
Austin gets up, so that's good. Good to see him. We got a face mask also.
So add another 15. Wow.
It's going to be too little too late for this Excel team. But
well, like we talked about in a lot of the games, at this point, just score.
Yeah.
Have something to hang your hat on for next season.
So the face mask penalty gets Excel into EC territory at the 43. We'll see if the Knights can put up a score here with 52 seconds left to go. Handoff this time, and a nice little run here for the Knights. That's David Joseph inside the 30 down to the 27. First down stops the clock.
I'll tell you, 2 draw plays, giving them about 30 yards.
I think the Jets also have a few younger guys in there sprinkled in with some of the seniors. Martin now rolling to his right and just had to get rid of it as he had LeBoy in the flat. Couldn't get it to him.
Oh, Excel's had actually 2 good drives this half. The first one ended with that fumble, and now this one, they're just trying to get sort of a pride touchdown.
And you see the Knights sub in for Jason LeBoy, who is a senior. Let him get a reception here at the end of the game.
Like you said, most of these receivers are young guys, so Martin will have a couple of years to play with them.
Martin again rolling to his right. Sees the receiver in the end zone. The ball's almost intercepted again. That's the second time Ortega has almost had an interception.
Well, I don't know, Martin.
That one fluttered on him that time.
Again, you know, good protection, and that you're right. There you see the flutter is well short. I mean, he actually had his sophomore receiver, Edward Lewis, in the end zone behind the safety. And not really much wind to speak about, although the little bit there is in his face, so that might have affected something. But that was their best chance because, like I said, Edwards Lewis had gotten behind the safety.
So now 3rd and 10 for the Knights from the East Boston 28. 23 seconds left to go here on Thanksgiving morning. The handoff to Austin, and Daniel Austin picks up a decent chunk, but then he's gang tackled by the Jets. And Knights have all their timeouts left.
That's the draw, same draw play. He got a big first down on that 4th down.
Yeah, picked up about 6 yards there on 3rd down, so it'll be 4th and 4 now for the Knights. So they got to pick up a first down first, then call a timeout, and then probably have one more play.
Well, I guess that it's other than the first quarter, it was very competitive. Just too bad. You gotta feel bad about the Excel offense. Just never could get going, other than like maybe two drives the whole game.
Sure, and then
but
they ended in
defense
turnovers.
did pick up. Defense really picked up.
No question.
So
no question.
They've got something to build on.
Meanwhile, for the Jets, they will finish the season at 6-4. So after that 4-win losing streak, able to tack on another win for a winning record here at the end of 2017. Martin trying to get rid of it. He just has to throw it out of bounds. It was 6 seconds left.
Kneel down, and we have an East Boston win again. That's the Jets. Not as high scoring as we're used to seeing.
Yeah, not the dominant performance
Right,
we've seen over the past probably 6 years. But once again, East Boston controlling the football throughout the game. And, you know, one of the best players and one of the funnest players to watch for the last
no
couple of
doubt.
years has been
No
Brandon
doubt.
Ortega. He had another nice
This is
night.
a good way for him
2
to-
touchdowns. Good way
to
for him
wrap
to
up.
finish off his high school career. Coach Parziali mentioned Brandon's getting some looks from some D3 football teams. And I actually think in college he's going to be a defensive back. He looks like
Probably
a safety or a tough
he's
corner,
smart
slot
player.
corner.
Exactly.
So he'll be fun to watch.
Kick returner, too.
Yeah, no question.
That's going to do it.
That should do it here on Thanksgiving morning. So for the 100th time, the Jets and Knights meet, and for the 8th season in a row, East Boston hangs on to win over the Excel South Boston Knights. This time they shut them out 16-0. And again, I think the first thing that we come away from this game with is that it was so much more competitive. Excel is clearly on the upslope when it comes
no
to their
doubt.
football
No doubt about
program. And then we saw typical East Boston ground and pound, give it to their star running back, or actually their 3 sort of running back stable.
Three-headed monster,
The three-headed
right?
monster. They usually have about 3 or 4 guys they like to carry the football.
Well, Ortega's
and
the guy. I mean, how many times did we see 3rd and long, or even 4th
right.
and long, and he makes the play? So
No question.
I mean, clearly, East Boston, other than that 4-game losing streak, they really just wiped out their season in terms of chances for postseason.
Right.
Ortega did a good job of finishing his East Boston career here today.
Without question, 12 total touchdowns this season for Brandon Ortega to finish off his East Boston career. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP and our final stats from this ball game before we sign off here from White Stadium. Make sure you stick around.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Got a quarter?
Welcome back to White Stadium in Jamaica Plain. The conclusion of game of the week as the East Boston Jets defeated the Excel Knights 16-0. And as we mentioned, the two touchdowns today were from Brandon Ortega. He has been an outstanding running back for East Boston over the last 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah, easily.
I mean, he has been a lot of fun to watch for us here on Game of the Week, and I'm sure a lot of East Boston fans as well. Ortega is down on the field with our sideline reporter John Skudras and the game-winning head coach of East Boston, John Parziali. So, John Skudras, take it away.
Thanks, guys. John Skudras here with both the winning coach, John Parziali, as well as our hero of the game, running back Brandon Ortega. And Brandon, 19 carries today, over 120 yards, a couple of touchdowns in this, the end of your senior year. You just reflect back on the day that was, another Thanksgiving Day Classic and another victory for East Boston.
Well, first I would like to thank the guys up front, my linemen. You know, they won the battle in the trenches today, which led me to, get good yardage on the day. I would like to thank the whole team because at practice, the whole year we've been through adversity, and today was the day, we showed up.
Absolutely did, and it must not have been easy on this field, the way it was conditioned. It was a little choppy. Did you have any issues out there? Were your offensive linemen communicating that they were having any issues out there with the field?
Oh, yeah, of course. At the beginning of the game, it was tough to get our foot in the ground, but we settled in and we started pounding the ball.
Absolutely did. You guys absolutely dominated, especially in that first half on the ground. Now, 4 years here in East Boston, your days are coming to an end. Reflecting back on the last few years here in Eastie, Is this moment rise to the top? Where does it rank in the moments of Brandon Ortega's high school career?
Well, this day has dawned on me since my freshman year. I've been looking forward to it since I came to this school, you know, hoping one day to be a player of the game, and I guess I came out with it. But yeah, I love East Boston High School, East Boston football team. I love my coaches. I love all my teammates, and yeah.
So what's next for Brandon Ortega? You guys obviously wrapping up your season here as a senior. Have you planned out what's coming on up here you in the next few years?
Yeah, I plan to attend a nearby college, run track, you know, indoor, outdoor, get ready for the next season, next level. You know, just got to get ready for, you know, big boy ball.
The next step in a future that is yet to be crafted. Well, Brandon, great job today and in the past, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Let's bring your coach in here.
Be inside 1 minute. Keep everybody in there.
The winning coach, Coach John Parziale. Coach, great performance today from your club. Another shutout victory for East Boston. Going into the game today, a lot of people thought this game was going to be a little closer than these matches were in the past, as Southie has a much better roster and maybe a more cultural and a well-rounded coaching staff than they have in the past. What did you think of Southie, and how did you anticipate this game going in?
Well, I think South Boston was very good. They're very well coached. I think the last few years they have been. We just been lucky on the last few years. Today it was a little slippery out there, like you say, and you know, it was hard for both sides to get an offense going. That's why the low score. But I watched them against Pope John a couple weeks ago, and they fought back. They almost won the game. We knew they wouldn't quit, and that's a testament to their kids and their coaching staff, and they did a great job today. I mean, we got lucky. We won. We made a few more plays than they did, but it was a good high school football game.
It certainly was. Now, this year, you guys had your ups and your downs. You battled through a lot of injuries and a lot of trials and tribulations. Looking back on the year that was, is it a resounding success for your team?
Well, I think 6-4 is a pretty good year. I mean, we did have those losses in the middle of the year, but we ended up with 4 wins at the end here, which showed our kids didn't quit, and they bought in and they stayed, you know, true to the cause that we wanted to have. And I just think we have great kids at East Boston High School. It's a great tradition. And, you know, we'll take the win on Thanksgiving. That cures a lot of ills in East Boston because it's a community game. The people come out. They love it. It's important to our kids. They live in the community. It's important to our coaches. They all played here. So it's very important for us.
Last one for you. You guys have a lot of seniors, including, of course, Brandon Ortega, who are moving on to the next step in their lives. What is your view on the players who will be returning next year, and how excited are you for the 2018 campaign?
Well, every year is a new year. We have new kids, like you say. They leave, they graduate. You know, we're going to enjoy this today, but, you know, we have a nice group of coming back. Kids, juniors, and a JV program that we have that played 9 games this year, and they're going to have to step up and play next year, you know, and they know, and that's why they're here. That's why we have 50 strong, because they're here. They might not have played today or just played a little bit, but they understand the tradition, what's happening here, and they know when it's their time to step up, they have to be ready.
Absolutely, Coach. Great win, great season. Best of luck. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That is Coach John Parziale, as well as Brandon Ortega moments ago. I'm John Skudras. The final score, East Boston 16, South Boston nothing. Back up to you.
Thanks very much, John, and certainly Coach Parziale got to be happy with the win. And like he said, too, about the Knights, that the battle in the trenches was really a real nice battle today. I mean, Brandon Ortega mentioned that his guys really did a nice job opening some holes for him, but it wasn't easy because Southie put up a good fight.
They definitely did. I mean, I think Southie was a little. They might have been a little overexcited the first quarter because they did get run over, you know, those first 2 drives to make it 16-0. But from that point on, the game was even, and the guys in the trenches for Excel did a good job. They actually forced a couple of turnovers on downs from East Boston. They forced East Boston to punt the ball twice, and they gave the offense a chance. Unfortunately, I think the fields probably affected Excel more than it did East Boston. I'm not sure why, but it did. We saw some of the receivers fall down. We saw some errant passes, so it's unfortunate. But point you made during the game is what Excel has to think about when they get on the bus today. They got a bunch of sophomores and juniors who played a lot of plays.
Sure, featured players.
They'll be ready for next season, and this will sort of catapult them into working that much harder in the off season. Because coaches always tell you it's the off season work of the underclassmen that makes the next year's team better.
No question. I think Coach Satterwhite, even though he's not happy with the loss, is certainly happy with his team's effort today.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the final stats from this game before we sign off for the season from White Stadium. And first up, it's the Excel stats, and a little bit more this time around.
Much better. I mean, it's not it's not outstanding, but
no.
Okay. Austin, a couple of good runs, 15 to 66 yards. Martin, the quarterback spot, had 22 yards on 3 carries. The passing game, unfortunately, really fell short for them. Oceana did have 2 catches, 7 yards, and thus the same 2 completions that Martin had. A couple of near completions just weren't there. Oceana fell down on one long play that could have been a good completion, but that's how it went.
Let's take a look at the East Boston final stats.
Yeah, for East Boston, player of the game, obviously Ortega. 129 yards on 19 carries. He had 2 touchdowns. He also had a 2-point conversion, too. Aruda was sort of the second guy in that tandem. 64 yards on 8 carries. Receiving that 1 catch by Ortega actually was key because it was a 4th down play. He made a 28-yard catch, allowed his team to kill more clock and really make it a shorter game for Excel. Blake also had 1 catch for 15 yards. Russo threw the ball 6 times, completed 2 for 31 yards. Then Ortega also had a first down throw as he's 1 for 1 for 15 yards. That 15 yards gave East Boston another first down.
Yeah, that was a big first down there in the second half for EC to continue to kill the clock and salt away this win. Folks, I want to thank you all for joining us here on your Thanksgiving morning to follow Game of the Week. I want to thank our crew who has done a fantastic job this season. We've had a lot of cold weather in the past couple of weeks. We've had some games that were blowouts, so it's tough to kind of stay focused sometimes. We have blowout games, but our crew has done a spectacular job. So, guys, thank you so much. And once again, if you want to watch this game again, you can go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games from this 2017 BPS high school football season are up there, including that triple overtime middle school game we did just 2 nights ago. You're going to want to check that out, so make sure you go there. You can also follow us on Facebook. Search for Game of the Week here in Boston. A lot of links to a lot of different videos up there as well. And as we mentioned, we got the basketball season coming up in about a month.
Around the corner,
make
right?
sure you take a look at that. It is going to come up quick. You can also follow us on Twitter, @Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us with questions or anything like that, make sure you use the hashtag BostonGOW. Folks, we're shutting it down for the football season, but basketball season right around the corner. That's when we'll see you next. But for right now, we're going to say so long. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to everybody here in Boston. We'll see you next time on Game of the Week.